Well, well, well. It appears that our devious plans to make MAGA go woke, well, it's starting to happen, baby. Yes, just maybe. I mean, after all, aren't they all trying to run out now and buy an electric car? That's very woke. Yes, that's very progressive. How very liberal. How very good for the environment. How very not climate hoaxy. And aren't y'all the ones who think you a part of we? You know, the we that Daddy likes to shout about when he's up there on TV. When he says, we are all gonna get rich. When he tells you don't worry about the tariffs and the crashing stock market and the rising inflation because we are making America great again and we are all gonna be rich. How very participation trophy of you. You think you're the we he's talking about? Yes, yes. If everyone's special, no one's special, right? And what exactly makes people like Alonia Muskrat and Daddy Dumpy Pants and Vivek Ramaswamy and busybody Jeff Bezos and Marky Zuckerberg so very special? Oh, that's right. Money. Cheddar is what makes them better than me and you. So if everybody has a big old piece of the pie, well, then Daddy and his buddies won't seem very special anymore. You actually think that you get to become part of his club, honey? You think the rich want you to get richer? Everybody getting their fair share and coming up? Whew, how very woke an ideal. How very progressive an ideal.
Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you.
A few moments later.
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that it was not going to touch the documented people.
I've been in Spokane for 39 years from New Jersey. I've never been involved in politics before, but this is getting really scary. Okay, so the things that frighten me is the way this insane president talks about Canada as a 51st state. Taking Panama by force and buying Greenland. How does this person qualify as sane? Why is he not being impeached right now?
So, in short, I don't support us absorbing Canada. Canada, that would be like taking. Canada's been a good neighbor. Canada is much more liberal and left wing than the United States. If we took Canada, taking Canada would be like taking another California. It would tilt things towards the Democrats.
Join me as I dive into the minds of MAGA voters to see if they're starting to regret their choice. Can I find out the truth? Okay, so why are people who voted for MAGA starting to feel like they made a mistake? Is it about money, the way politics are going, or is there something more to it? I think it's a bit of everything. When it comes to money, a lot of folks are finding it hard to pay their bills. They were told that if the rich got richer, it would help everyone else out, but that hasn't happened. People are working hard but still struggling, and that's frustrating. The thing that bothers many about this is Trump stated he would do many of the things that are being in place today. Those that voted for him did so with this in mind. However, when these things are now affecting them or those close to them, the feeling of regret comes in. As for politics, the Trump years were pretty divisive. A lot of people who voted for him probably didn't expect things to get so heated. Seeing the way the government was run made some folks rethink what they really believe in and what's important to them. Things just felt really split up. Then there's the social side of things. Some of the talk coming from the MAGA crowd was pretty harsh and made people feel left out. It was like if you didn't agree with everything, you weren't welcome. That can make anyone feel alone and unsure about where they stand. So, it's not just one thing, but a bunch of stuff that's making people second-guess their choice. This is a good thing regardless of who it is perceived. The more that people see and understand what is happening today, the better the decisions will be going forward.
I'm in 2 weeks. I'm done. You want to talk about regretting your vote?
I never thought I'd say that, but I regret my vote. I voted for Trump.
I voted for Trump, and I regret it now.
As a Hispanic, I voted for Donald J. Trump. Dude, I regret it so much, man.
I am regretting my vote for Donald Trump.
I voted for Donald Trump, and now I regret it.
A lot of people who were like me voted for Trump and have to account for that.
I regret voting for Trump.
So deeply regret my vote for Donald Trump.
I regret voting for Trump.
I was a dumbass, voted for Trump. It was the worst decision I ever made.
I've seen the light, and I got out of MAGA. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets.
I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible. That's why he's still running.
I was with Trump for 9 straight years. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Trump right now.
There are a lot of people who are very concerned out there who voted for this administration. But, you know, they wrote it all down in Project 2025. I guess we should have paid a little closer attention to what was in that. I read the agriculture section. I know it better than I probably should. But it was there. It was all in writing. We probably should have paid closer attention to it. I'll just say this. I think it's time for this administration to recognize who put them into office and also to understand that these people are hurting. And this only adds to the hurt that they're already dealing with.
I just got back from the grocery store and I went to the deli, and the deli guys are awesome. They were all chit-chatting about how concerned they are about the economy and how it's going to impact their retirement, etc. And I'm like, wow, okay. I mean, definitely Trumpers. I'm like, they're seeing it. No, not so much. I was like, yeah, it's looking like we might go into a recession, most likely. And they're like, yeah, but did you see the stock? It's a good time to buy stocks right now. I'm like, your time in the market? And then they were like, well, you know, if you're old, you're in trouble, but younger people will be okay. I said, well, as long as we don't touch Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare. And they're like, well, we have to do something about Social Security. It's not going to be solvent. And I said, well, you know, we could tax the rich some more. And they're like, no, we can't do that. They already paid too much. Well, they're complaining about the economy crashing and how they may not be able to retire, and it gets worse, right? Then they go, and look at poor Elon. Poor Elon. Like, he's just trying to help Trump out. He's losing billions of dollars. It's like, oh, poor Elon. I think he'll be okay. They're like, well, it's not really fair. Like, he's just trying to help. I know, because Elon's so...
The decline of the manufacturing industry has hit many MAGA voters hard, with jobs disappearing and communities crumbling. The opioid crisis has ravaged towns and cities across the country, with little meaningful action from the administration. And let's not forget the constant controversy, the tweets, the scandals. It's exhausting, and many are simply tired of it all. The question is, are these issues enough to make MAGA voters rethink their allegiance, or will they continue to stand by their man?
An unemployed Trump voter who said they voted for Trump because he promised to kill Obamacare, but says he hopes Trump keeps his hands off the Affordable Care Act, which he relies upon. Obamacare is the Affordable Care Act. Here's what this guy wrote online. He wrote the following, quote, I just voted for him because he's going to kill Obamacare. I am unemployed and Obamacare effing sucks. I'd rather just have the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, by itself instead of this communism shit. And then someone responded to him by saying, Obamacare is the ACA. It is literally keeping you alive. You voted to take away your health care. And then the original poster wrote back, quote, why the F do people have two different names for it? Obama equals bad and affordable equals good. I effing hate Democrats. Well, if you remember, it was the Republicans who branded it as Obamacare originally to try to scare people like you. Maybe your hate should be directed.
Have y'all tasted MAGA regret? It's so sweet. It's so it's so delicious. Oh my God. Look, somebody I know. She black. Very close to me. She voted for Trump. Girlfriend. And now she was like, they called us back into the job. I gotta go back into work. I said, yeah, that's what that ass get. Pack a lunch. Baby, get your shoes on. Put some gas in that car, because you're gonna be in that bitch 5 days a week. Yeah. That MAGA regret is so sweet. I need to check my blood sugar. It's too sweet for me. Baby, y'all have it. I don't want none. I want every Trump voter and supporter to get everything that they asked for. I want it to be poured upon them. I want it in dividends. Do you understand me? We need to see exactly what that man is. And it's imperative that it happens quickly and that it happens soon so we can get it over with, get his ass out of office and put somebody in there who is ready and willing and capable of the job. Do you understand me? Amen?
Like, we are on the brink of World War III.
Yeah.
They're going to start drilling and mining in our national parks.
Yeah.
Are you guys okay with that?
Sure.
We were in such a hole from Biden. This is what he's got to do. Some of it is drastic, I do believe, but it's got to be done. If we need to save America.
None of this is Biden. None of it.
It's all Biden.
This is all Donald Trump.
Oh, my God.
And I'll even go farther back. It's
Obama, Biden.
It's Obama Hussein.
Firing these tens of thousands of people in the government, that's all Donald Trump. Everything that's going to happen to education, everything that's going to happen to national parks, this is all Donald Trump.
Those are people that have done nothing, Haley. They don't even go into work. In regard to education, we've been over this.
I don't understand. Why do you keep saying this? This is like a made-up narrative. Did you pull that from your ass?
Your own dad was a federal employee.
And way back when my dad worked for the post office,
you had to go in.
He would go to union meetings, and way back then it was no good.
You guys are against unions.
And he would voice his opinion, and other people would too at those meetings. So when things don't work well, you got to make change. And all you guys are just like, I'm throwing a rock at you, and the person I hit is like, whoa, change is never easy.
As a teacher, one of these big changes that you think is necessary is kids no longer receiving free breakfast and lunch at school who can't afford it. Are you down for that?
No,
yeah.
I don't like that. I do like this, though. I want all 11th graders or 12th graders to be able to read and do arithmetic and write.
And you think getting rid of the Department of Education is going to do that?
Yes.
It will go to the states, and each state is going to know if they have an 11th grader that can read or cannot, and how to make the change.
Oh my God, they know. And they know they can't stop it. I've known this was coming for 10 years, but until now, I didn't realize there was a name for it. It's the thing that makes us say, is it just me, or are there more crazies than ever before? The Trump spike in racism, sexism, and hate, it's the emotional foundation for the entire Make America Great Again movement. That nostalgia for when life in America was simpler and paler. But as soon as we began addressing it, boom. Extinction burst. This term is why I love science so much. You can take an idea from one field, like psychology, for example, and apply it to another field, like political science, and the principles still apply. Extinction burst is actually really simple. It's when you have a behavior and a reward, and you withdraw the reward in order to change the behavior. When you do that, usually to change an undesirable behavior, the behavior itself increases in frequency and intensity for a short period of time, until ultimately the subject changes the behavior, and then that behavior goes extinct. This is like you're at the store and you're swiping your credit card and it doesn't work, and so then you swipe your credit card like 15 more times until you're so angry, you're freaking out, and you're about to scream an F-bomb in the middle of Toys R Us, and then you say, I'll just pay with cash. The swiping is the behavior and the payment is the reward. So when the swiping doesn't work and you don't get the reward you need, you get madder and madder and you try it more and more until you change the behavior, which then results in the extinction of the original behavior. Now, extinction burst at the national level is much slower, but in this case, we actually know very clearly what triggered it. It was Obama's election in 2008. Sarah Palin, the Tea Party movement, the birther movement, and ultimately MAGA. It is a 10-year tsunami of rage in the face of inevitable extinction. This is why Republicans are still so angry. They know Trump winning can't stop it, and they know Trump in office can't stop it. They can feel the inevitable extinction of their own terrible beliefs. At this point, the only thing that'll stop it is if we let up. If you stop interfering with that undesirable behavior, it will go back to normal. So no, you're not crazy. Yes, you are doing the right thing, and yes, if you persevere, the extinction burst will
The Trump administration has announced that 50% of all Social Security employees will be fired. There are offices closing all over the country. In my own state of Texas, I have been able to confirm at least 3 field offices are being closed. And some of those service rural areas where people drive for many, many miles to get to that office. And now that those offices are going to be closed, older people or people with disability are going to have to travel much further to get to an office to take care of their business. And then today we learned that Musk is pressuring the officials at the Social Security Administration to cut off a phone program that over 73 million users use every year to be able to apply for their Social Security benefits, or to, if there's a problem or glitch, to call and work out. They are cutting the phone program because it's waste. So we're closing field offices and we're cutting phone programs. So what does that mean? That means our elderly population and our people with disabilities who rely on Social Security will have to find an office and show up in person, or Musk's answer is
As we
use the
close out
internet.
this video, I want to leave you with a few key takeaways. The shift in sentiment among MAGA voters is real, and it's rooted in a mix of economic, political, and social factors. The stories of regret and disillusionment are powerful, and they're a reminder that we're all capable of growth and change. And finally, I want to encourage you to share your own experiences in the comments below. Have you ever felt regret about a political decision you made? How did you come to that realization, and what did you do about it? We have a couple more clips before you go, so be sure to watch till the end. Let's keep the conversation going, and don't forget to check out our next video.
Hey MAGA, how are you? I've been seeing a lot of MAGA who are posting videos of regretting their votes. And I just want to say, if you are someone right now who regretted your vote and you feel you want to do something, then the first thing to do is just say that you regret your vote. I know that's going to be hard because there'll be a lot of backlash in the beginning. But hey, listen, I have people call me stuff here every single day on this app. It's crazy. But after that, you can begin to fight for what you want, or what you lost, or what you thought you were going to get. Because I think it's going to move very fast away from, Democrat, MAGA, or right, left. And it will be the people versus whatever this thing is that's being created. That is not American democracy or constitutional republic, whatever you want to call it, anymore. It won't be that. If you are down for that, that's something totally different. But stop giving him chances. If he's already taken your job away, if he's already taken your grant away, and you didn't think any of this was going to happen, and you're upset, it's okay. Hiding in the shadows is not going to change anything. Speak up, take the hit.
Know how to deal with the anxiety day to day that they find themselves accepting. I just want to tell you something that I believe. I think that, I don't think, I know, because I've seen it. I think that this toxic patriarchal energy that we're experiencing right now, this is an age coming to an end. And what you're seeing is that energy clinging and clawing for its survival because it knows it's dying. And we are headed towards something very beautiful. And we just got to go through some dark shit first to get there, okay? So, love everybody around you. Don't accept anything other than that. And fuck shit up. That's all I'm saying.